a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City 110, Derek, underway. And green flag is out. We are off to racing here at laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4. Colin Albert is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Super Late Model. DJ.
Welcome everybody to Stafford Motor Speedway, about to kick off this second night of racing here for the SK Shootout at Stafford, as we are proudly welcoming these guys here to Stafford Motor Speedway. Weather a little bit different to what we've seen last night. Last night we had 3 heat races and a last chance qualifier, and it's going to be just as good tonight. Some of the best SK modified drivers are here tonight, and to be honest, it's going to be a heck of a show. 100 laps on the board for tonight. Real fast, I spoke about the weather just a second ago. Last night the weather was at 117, I believe, track temp. Tonight 115, just slightly a little bit cooler. Don't think it's going to change up the track very much, but you never know. We'll see. These guys out here in the 400 horsepower SK modifieds. Very fun racing last night, I think, is one way to put it. And just in case you're wondering, I'm Adam Chapman. I do not have Joe with me tonight. He's actually in his own race for his own league, and he couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately. But that's okay. We're still looking forward to this one. But as I mentioned, last night's races was unique to say the least, or the least. We've seen some guys be kind of aggressive in the first race. That's where we see most of our aggressiveness out of the first heat race that we had. We see a little bit of bumpers banging here and there. Nothing too big. Even all the way down to the last chance qualifier, guys was kind of, you know, a little bit hesitant about touching bumpers, which is a good thing. By all means, trust me, it's very good. But I do expect it to be a little bit different here tonight. We got more cars out on track. Last night, I think it was like 10, I think, 8 to 10, between 8 and 10 drivers on the track for the heat races, and then I think it was like 8 for the last chance qualifier. So tonight it is 23 drivers out on track at once. That's going to make things very interesting, especially here at Stafford. If you don't know Stafford, here's your look at it. It is a half a mile short track, and what Joe kind of mentioned last night was, he said it kind of reminded him of like a New Hampshire, a smaller New Hampshire speedway. Of course, you don't run the middle, but that's the way the formation kind of lays out of the track. To me, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Martinsville, just because you run the bottom. But one thing we did notice last night, we actually seen some passes actually made a little bit higher up off the bottom. So that could transfer here tonight, as these guys are already putting rubber down on the track. You see them right there out right now practicing. Gerald John right on top of the board. We spoke to him last night. We've got to be one of the favorites coming in for what he did last night. That's 16 of Dave Bertio, also one of them guys. Let's see, Richard Smith, another guy that's in there that could be very fast. I mean, this whole setup, Rick Webster's in there. He's in the 4th right now. But the whole layout of this race has excitement written all over it. There's some great drivers. Trust me, just because some of these drivers are in the back does not mean they're slow. They race their way in. They earn their way in. They're fast. Some of these guys are capable of having a good finish. And remember, there is giveaways for tonight's race. At halfway point, the leader will get a little bonus prize of cash money. And, of course, the winner, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd will also receive some cash prizes. So, very much look forward to it, as we got about a minute and 30 seconds left before we start the process of the grid. And hopefully everything works out and there ain't no issues with that, but you never know. So anyway, you can find all more information about these guys. They run different things every once in a while. You can find out more about them at EastWest Modifieds. Go check them out. The lineup for tonight is going to be Dave Bertio in the 16. We'll start on the pole with Richard Smith on the outside. Gerald John, who's fastest in practice right now, going to be starting 3rd. Chris Forster will be starting in 4th. Glenn Pressel Junior Harville will be starting in 6th. Connor Blaze will be starting in 7th. Got to watch out for Connor. He's very fast as well. Bobby Rafney will be starting in 8th. Roy Schiavano will be starting in 9th alongside Kyle Odenick. Bobby Sandit Jr., I believe is how you say his name, in a 131 will be starting in row number 6 and 11th. Rick Webster will start 12th. Zach Murphy, Jason Perkins is in 14th. Brandon Prattle, Peter, sorry I'm not going to pronounce your last name, will be starting in 16th. 17th we have Gary Holbrook, Ricky Price, Doug Cockerham, another guy to watch out for. Ken Brodham, Steve Rogers, Colin Mellors, Garland Bennett, and we see Garland actually do some, he was pretty fast at one part. So was Steve Rogers actually in that 9 car. The 9 was actually working his way up through the field late in that race. And then Kevin O'Dell. So we'll have to wait and see how it happens for this race as the grid is complete. And as we get ready to go, by the way, the payouts for this race, $25 for the winner, $15 for second, $5 for third, and halfway leader also receives $5. So, and I believe there was actually a special prize given out last night. I can't remember, or after last night. Somebody stepped up today and gave the winner of each heat race. I believe it was 10, maybe 10. I believe. I would have to find out, but I will find out the information and get it for you as the grid has started to happen. And as you see, my camera's up on my screen, and that's not supposed to be there. Look at some of your drivers out on track. There's Gerald John. As we wait for the rest of the drivers to grid, I can tell you, by the way, that the last night, should I say, Simcro was given, they gave a $10 bonus away for all 4 of the race winners last night. That includes the 3 heat races and last chance qualifiers. So really cool. Dave Brady, Richard Smith, Gerald John, and Doug Cockerham was the winners of that race. So it's really cool to see that as you see the 16. That is going to be your pole sitter here tonight. There we go. As you get a look here at your grid as they get ready to roll off. And there they go. Connor Blaze is going to be starting at 6. Keep your eye on Connor. I'm telling you, he's really fast. Faster than what people think. We'll have to keep an eye close on him. Jason Perkins, Brandon Prattle. There's row number 9, 10. We done went through a lot of these, so just make sure, just in case I missed anybody. All right, 23 drivers in here about to start the race. I'll have to go around 2 times, by the way. Brian Clausen paint scheme. I love that. That's so cool. There's a look at the field from the perspective of Dave, who's starting up front. You can see how many modifieds there are in here. I love that this series is getting this kind of love, man. That means that's pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's really cool. I love modifieds. Love watching them race in real life, so really anxious to see a series really in here kind of giving some love to them as well. There's a look at all the guys as they go by. As we get set to go green flag. Pace car does pull down. Green flag about to come out. The SK Shootout at Stafford is underway. 100 laps. As we head down into turn 1, we'll have to wait and see if anything behind them happens. Where a lot of mistakes can happen early in this race. Look at all the modifieds go. There is some great racing right now side by side. We are watching a battle with Connor Blaze already up in 7th spot from what I'm seeing. We'll have to wait and see when they hit the line. Yes, I am showing him in 7th spot for now. A little bit further back. See that 21 EastWest Promotions on the side of the, or back of that car. That is number 21 of Kyle Odenick. A lot of these guys are going to be a little precautious. Remember, I said last night we've seen some great racing last night. So I'm not surprised to see these guys race as clean as they are. Here's the 131 trying to take over 10th spot from Roy Schiavano, who's caught up on the outside. Schiavano in that number Red, white, and blue 76 wants to be a little bit to the bottom, right? We kind of mentioned it's kind of like Martinsville. You don't really want to be up on the outside right now if there's not a lot of rubber down. As you can see, the 131 going to be able to clear Shivano. Shivano is probably going to drop down behind him. Actually, he's not able to clear him just yet. And that's going to allow the 29 of Zach Murphy to actually catch up to the back of Shivano. Shivano is now able to get down as we're single file for the most part throughout the field. Here's Richard Price in the number 26, working on the 69 of Brandon Prettle. It's a great look right here as you see that 69 right in front of the 26. It's a tough track to try to conquer too. This is not an easy track to drive. Very going to be interesting to see how much the track changes over the time from now until the end of this race. We're already on lap number 7 now, but out front it is still Dave leading this way, and we got a battle for second starting to heat up. Richard Smith, Gerald John, we seen both of these guys last night win their respective heat races. There's your great look from Gerald John. Very impressed so far with these guys. Honestly, being able to go this green this long, we thought we'd actually have some cautions early. But so far, they have continued to, right now, put on a great show. I will mention we do got 2 guys. One guy is currently out of the race, and Jason Perkins in the 62 is now 1 lap down. So we'll have to wait and see what happened. I think he may have started from the pits. But we'll have to wait and see. Here comes a pass from that 9 of Stephen Rogers, I'm sorry. We've seen that 9 really work up through the field last night. Now he's going to try to pass the 69 as well. Brandon goes a little bit wide. This is going to open the door for that 9 car on the low side. Then you got that number 007 Colin Miller's, that roll 20 car. And it looks like the 9 of Rogers is able to clear both of them. 69 have a little bit of trouble right now trying to get down. Brandon really struggling. Here comes that 62. Remember that 62 is 1 lap down at the moment. He's looking really fast, but 1 lap down, definitely not where he wants to be. He's going to need some caution, most likely. We jump back up towards the front. Bobby Rafferty in the number 7 car, working out of turn 4. A black and green modified. For anybody that don't know a lot about modified, these cars only weigh 2,600 pounds, I believe is what it was. So very light, to say the least, I guess we can say. There's not a lot of weight in the back end. Yes, 2,600 pound overall weight for iRacing. These cars do have 15-inch tires, by the way. Allows a little bit more grip on the track since the tires are a little bit more wide than a lot of the other type of cars. Everything kind of spacing out right now, which is definitely what we expected. Roy Shivano working on Bobby in the 131. As we actually right on board with Roy Shivano. A lot of you know Roy's very good super late model driver. Fantastic in the late models and super late. Been a big fan of Roy's for a while now, and watching him win race after race in super lates and even the Xfinity series. I've been able to broadcast a little bit. Connor Blaze working on the 7. Last time by, Connor a little bit slower. Let's see if he can try to close that gap up a little bit. Passing is going to be tough. You can see it right now. Passing going to be very tough here because of the track temp. So that's one thing that you're really going to have to work the car to try to get around the guy that you're chasing. I mean, it does not take long at all to make a mistake, but You know, if you're able to hold on to that spot in that position, the chance of them passing you does slightly, or is a little bit harder than what we'd have. So with a little bit more grip where you can run different lines or anything like that. And here we go, the 57 Blaze on that apron trying to get around the 7. Not going to be able to do it right there. That was the definition of what I mean by passing. Very tough. I mean, we could jump up front and you can see our top 3 leaders right now nose to tail. Gerald John right now in the middle of both of these guys in second place right now. And you can look back and you see Richard Smith right behind him in that number 4 car. KJ Designs on the 04 car. Really nice looking car though. And here comes possibly a bump. Not going to happen just yet. That is one thing we talked about last night. At one point in this race, you're going to have to use that bumper to try to close the gap and move the car up out of the way. And there was a definition. Maybe right there we've seen a little bit of a bump. Not sure if he actually got him or not. Untamed Motorsports number 16. A lot of untamed drivers in here from Untamed Motorsports, so really cool. And one thing I have noticed is this guy right here has been slowly catching them. Glenn Pressel, the 3rd, slowly catching up. He started in 4th, and that's where he's running right now. And that number 19 car. Wolfpack Racing, I believe is the team name for them. Did a great job so far of hanging with these guys up front and really starting to close the gap. Last time by, Glenn definitely faster than 3rd place. And the gap continues to close on that. We'll see if he's able to close once again right here at the line. That time about even, a little bit faster for Richard Smith, but about even with the leaders. Definitely not a bad lap though. Fastest car last time by though was Kyle Odenik in that 21. He runs in 8th place right now, right behind Bobby Rafferty, and we may have a car going around. We got something happen back here. I'm not sure what it was. We got, who is that? Oh, Richard Price in the 26 goes around. Oh, did he have help from the 9? Oh, yeah, the 9 got into him just a little bit. Around he went. Both of them get a little bit of damage. No caution comes out as we stay green. And unfortunately for Richard Smith, that's going to end his night more than likely. Just went a little high. The 9 got underneath him. I think the 9 had a little bit of trouble like that last night, too. Really driving it in deep and just getting into the side of someone. Everybody's single file right now. We are starting to catch lap cars. That's one issue that these guys could have that could actually change this lead because lap cars can affect the way you run your line, whether you have to go high or not, and that really could upset the car. We'll have to wait and see. We're actually not very far away from these lap cars. You're actually riding on the nose. You can see the lap cars right up in front of David at 16. She gives a little wide in turn 1, but adjusts nicely and gets a really good run out of turn 2. So far, so good. Only 30 laps already complete here for this 100 lap event. Remember, the leader at lap 50 will win a $5 bonus, which is really awesome. And you never know, it could actually go a little bit further if you win the race. Here's a pass. 9 underneath Doug Cochranham. And he completes the pass. Oh, Doug's going to give the shot back a little bit to the 9 here, but it does not upset Stephen whatsoever. Here comes these 30 now of Garland Bennett. May take a peek underneath Doug, and it looks like that door got shut really fast. Once again, taking a peek to the inside. And, ooh, something happened there. We ride up towards the front. You see that 04 blinking just a little bit. Hopefully that works out really fast. As you start to see the leaders start to catch the back end of this pack. That is the 63 of Kevin right now. Right on the tail end, right in front of him is Brandon Prettle. Brandon's actually falling back a little bit. That 69. We'll wait and see how this works out for these leaders. How they try to get around these lap cars. As you see, the fourth place Glenn now has caught the back end of these three guys, which is really good for him. He's able to make up a lot of time right now. So we'll see if he's able to get up there and run with these guys. His car looks really good right now. Over a quarter of this race. We'll see if it continues to get stronger. Talked about it last night with me and Joe Burchett. We talked about, would you rather have your car loose on the long run to tighten up on the later part of the run? He was kind of a little bit opposite. He kind of wanted it tighter on the short run and then loosen up on the longer run. It kind of, you know, makes it a little bit easier to drive. So some of these guys, which I kind of agree with that. Oh, our leader got into the wall. Don't think he got any damage, but I'm trying to see. I don't see any bar damage. It looks to be okay. Here comes the fun part, though, for these leaders. This is where things are going to get very interesting. As you see the 16 now working on the back of the 63. 62, I apologize. No, it is the 63. What's going to happen? This right here is a good opportunity for that 04, for the 4 as well. 63 going to go wide. That's a smart move for him to do. And actually, this right here going to hurt the 04 just a little bit more than it does that 16. You really don't want to catch him on the exit like that. The 4 is going to go for a ride. That is third place. Richard Smith going through the grass. He falls back to fourth. He's trying to hold on to it, and he's going to lose multiple spots here, as that is sixth. Oh, he's going to go for a ride. Caution flag comes out into the wall. His night is over. This all started way back here with the 63, the lap car. Looks like the 4 may have came up on him just a little bit. It sends the 4, Richard Smith, through the grass. Does a good job of actually keeping it on the bottom. And then unfortunately this happened right here. You better look at it. It's 3 wide, not a lot of room. And also it looks like the 7 was caught up in Bobby Rafferty. And unfortunately that happened. So our first caution of the night comes out as things get very interesting. And, oh, okay. Everybody's going to stay out. Which definitely won't hurt you if you do. So what we'll do right now, guys, we will take a quick break and we'll be right back right after this, watching the SK Shootout at Stafford for the EastWest promotions. Welcome back to the SK Shootout at Stafford, sponsored by EastWest Promotions of 2 nights of action. Tonight is the final night. Tonight is the main race, the Big Daddy, the big show of them all, as we get ready to double these modifieds back up, as we just had a huge accident involving one of our lead cars, Richard Smith, who was running third at the time, got a little bit of damage coming off turn number 2, got into a lap car, sent him to the grass, did do a great job of correcting it. Unfortunately, got put in a little difficult situation, exit turn 4 with a 3 wide car, and things just happened. Track not very big here, so unfortunately for him, his night has come to an end, and honestly, he was one of the fastest cars in this session, had a good chance at finishing inside the top 3. Now, unfortunately, not going to win nothing, and it's out of the money, and that gives the spot over to Glenn Pressel. Will mention Connor Blaze, one of the biggest movers so far of the race, is up to 4th after starting 6th. I'm talking when I say bigger movers, I meant one of our top 10 guys that have moved up. Another guy that's moved up, Rick Webster, here in the 18 right now, starting on the outside of that John Deere's modified as we get ready to go back green flag racing here at Stafford Motor Speedway. We're coming to about 56. My gosh, I need to do math. 55 laps to go after we just worked our first caution. Oh, and I hit the wrong button. As we get set to go green flag, and we are back racing here once again at Stafford. We talked last night, would wheels being an issue? Well, that just answered my question. Does not. Here comes the 19 right now, battling the 57. Connor Blaze up on that outside, trying to make a pass for 3rd. Blaze able to get a really good run into turn 3. Watch the exit, more momentum. He takes away 3rd spot. Big pass for Connor Blaze as he moves up. It's great side-by-side racing. That was actually the high line we've seen come into play right there. Here's Kyle Odenik right now. He is running in the 8th spot, trying to take over 7th. He started back in now, so he's moved up 1 spot now since where he started. Single file commerces there. Yeah, really tight squeeze, but able to, these guys really good enough to work all this out. Like I said, some of the best modified drivers in iRacing, hands down, easily, no question. They're great drivers when it comes to, you can see at 1 caution and 48 laps, as many drivers as we got in here. Some of the best racing I've seen in a long time as far as how clean they're keeping it with the amount of drivers we have on our short track in the modifieds. It's a great shot as the cars go by. As we look at Roy Schiavano now showing in 10th. He didn't think he would have a car to win, but he was hoping he could run inside the top 10. So far, he is doing that. We jump back up towards the front with the 04. Gerald John. Seen him have a really good heat race last night. And to be honest, that 16 that we see was in the first heat race. He had to work for his a little bit. Mountain Tate Motorsports was able to do it and able to get the win against some of the best guys, and he's doing it here again tonight. So far, leading this race, has led all 50 laps, as he is your halfway leader and will win nice $5. So a little bit of extra cash for him going into his pocket. Never know, maybe win 25 more and he'll walk out of here with 30. Plus, he won 10 last night, so not too bad for a night of racing, for a sim racing. Not bad at all. Connor Blaze starting to put some pressure on. Last time by, ran just about the same as our leader. We jump back. Kyle Odenik, Zach Murphy. Kyle falling back just a little bit here in that number 21 car. He's actually caught on the outside, as Murphy going to be able to possibly complete this pass as they race side by side off turn 4. Top on board. Riding with Kyle, and the 29 is able to complete that pass. Moves Zach now inside the top 10. He started back in 12th. Doing a good job of moving up, and actually Kyle continues to fall back. Here is the 2. Peter trying to complete that pass. He actually started back in 15th now, working to try to take over 11th spot. You see how much lower he goes. He actually gets on the apron, enters the corner to help try to rotate that car. Still not quite clear, but he's going to clear him this time. Peter moves into 11th spot. Right up in front of him. Rick Webster under attack now from the 29 of Zach Murphy. Here comes Zach to the inside, trying to take away that 9th spot now. Rick, whoa, almost contact there. Oh, there is a little bit of contact. When the 18 and the 29, not going to upset the car too much. The 18 is going to go a little wide here, but the momentum from that high line going to help him play. Oh, he hits the wall. slow on the straightaway. The 18 going to stay a little bit high. He's going to lose multiple spots. And it looks like there is slight damage. Can't really tell from that angle. Possible slight damage on that car as he continues to fall back. Another guy that's falling back, Kyle Odenik, right now falling back quite a bit. Now showing in the 16th spot as they get ready to cross the line. There you go. So he continues to fall back. Meanwhile, up towards the front, it is still pretty much the same, but Connor Blaze starting to do a little bit of searching around here, trying to figure out where he could get around this 04. Now, I'm not going to lie, just with the name that Connor has, like, honestly, that's the greatest racing name ever. Let's just be honest. Like, he deserves to be up front. As we come to 41 to go, Connor gets it to the wall. I may have spoke a little bit too soon. It don't look like it's going to affect it too much. Not a lot of damage. I don't see any damage on that 57. Car's starting to tighten up a little bit, it looks like, on this longer part of this race. Remember, these guys only ran 20 laps in that heat race. Hopefully, they was able to get to practice early in the regular practice and run a long set of laps, because you don't know what your car is going to do just with 20 laps of heat racing. We're now 61 laps into this race, coming to 62. So hopefully you was able to set your car up nice, and here comes a little bit of bump. These three guys are nose to tail right now. One little mistake and they're going to get ran into in the back. You see it right there, how close these guys are. As we ride on board with Gerald John once again. 57's actually entering a little bit higher. I don't know if that's helping him. Oh, we got a side-by-side race for the lead. The 04 trying to take that spot away. Connor Blaze going to jump up to the high side. I like where the 04 of Gerald John is right now, trying to take that. Blaze goes back to the inside. Great racing for the lead. Gerald trying to take away that top spot. This will be a huge pass late in this race. Well, semi-late in this race, as we're almost 3 wide for the top spot. This could open the door for all these guys behind them, try to close that gap in. But it looks like Gerald John gets a little loose out of turn 2. And honestly, Blaze let the 04 go. He really checked up. 04 going to get a little loose entering turn 3. Gerald's doing everything he can right now to try to pass that 16. This might be his best chance of the night to get around him. He's going to reset just a little bit. Now side by side once again as they work off turn 2. Down this little short straightaway here at Stafford is producing some great racing right now up front. I ain't gonna lie, this EastWest modified EastWest promotions know how to put on a show, because they are doing a great job tonight. And knot number 2 as we're watching a great battle for that top spot for the lead right now. You can see the 57 kind of pushing that 04 just a little bit. Riding on board as we got a caution actually out on track, and it looks like the 2 car has some trouble. 18 dives it in, making contact, and around he goes. And that will bring out our second caution flag of the night. But I will say, it worked out great for Dave as he was able to keep the lead. As we take a step back, because I got to get my breath. That was great racing all the way around. Welcome back to East West Modified Promotions the SK Shootout at Stafford Speedway. Hopefully the 04 don't blink out. We are seeing some great racing with him and the 16, and even throwing Connor Blaze in this mix, and also the 19. We are slowly starting to wind down the end of knot number 2. And the main race for these guys. Money is on the line. They're trying to get to the end and try to win some cash and walk out here with a huge title. Not only are you winning some cash, which is awesome, but you got the bragging rights to say you beat some of the best SK modified drivers on the service of iRacing, which is absolutely amazing in its own right. I was awesome enough. I don't want to say I was awesome enough, but I was really cool that I won the Indy 500. Now I can actually say that forever as long as I want to. I won the Indy 500 on iRacing, which is really cool to me. So I know this right here means a lot to these guys come out here, especially with the amount of talent that we've had and broken into 2 knots. How big of a win it would be for whoever it is that gets it. You know, it has been kind of a 4-way showdown right now with our top 4. Fortunately, we had a guy, Richard Smith, wreck out early. He was up there with them as well, but now it's kind of a 4-way showdown. Don't necessarily think that these are the best cars right now, but I think there's some other guys in the field that is just as quick, but right now in traffic and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see if they're able to work up here. They don't have many laps left. Here's a look at our cautions. We get ready to go back green. 2 cautions so far for only what's going to be 11 laps. Only 2 lead changes, by the way. So not bad. And we're coming to 29 to go as the pace car is down on pit road. Green flag back out in the air here once again at Stafford. And a great restart by both of these guys up front. That 04 doing everything he can. Here he comes with a big run on the outside. Contact made. 3 wide for the lead. Connor Blaze to the inside. This is going to go bad. Great racing up front. Connor Blaze is going to prevail. As they're side by side. Big trouble. 16 involved. Big wreck behind him as caution flag will wave possibly. The whole track is covered and caution flag is yet to wave. These guys trying to go, and now caution flag waves. Caution flag finally waves, and this was just a big pile up here. Cars coming full throttle, nowhere to go. Some go through the grass. A total of about 7 cars was involved in this one. The biggest wreck we've seen all night long. And here's you a look at one of the guys' view. This right here is what Doug Cockerham, as he works through turn 4, you can see the smoke. And after that, you can't see much. Well, almost made it through it. And unfortunately, a little bit more. So actually, 2 did not get damaged. So as we work our 3rd caution of the night, it is Connor Blaze now out front, who made a great pass. If I can go back, I'll see if I can get that pass that he was able to make. Oh, sorry about that. I went back too far. It'll take me just a second to do it. Here we go. Watch this pass he was able to make. A little bit of side-by-side contact. He dives to the inside with them 2 guys are racing up front. Makes a little bit of contact with the 16, sending him up the track. Does a great job. And unfortunately, I just noticed the 19 was actually involved in that as well. And that actually sent the 19 all the way back to... Actually, it may have actually took him out. Way back to 15th. And now we got some really fast guys a little bit further back, but the guy that was pretty much minding his own business, Glenn, who was up to 4th, took a peek for 3rd, and honestly just got caught up in a mess, and he's got a little bit of damage on his back end as the pace lights are still on the Ford Mustang pace car. Don't think this battle for the lead's plot over yet. The 04 is still a very fast car with Connor Blaze and Bobby Rafferty up there as well. The 57 of Connor Blaze trying to win a big race tonight. Remember, he started back in 6th place. So, complete opposite of what we thought would happen. We honestly thought it would be one of the guys that won the heat race last night that would be out front in the race, and that was the case for the most part. He was just able to make a great move at the right time. Yes, it was a little aggressive, but I like the move, especially these modifieds to do that. Do see a little bit of damage on that 41 as well, Junior Harville, as the pace lights are off on the Ford Mustang pace car. Get ready to go back green. We're only going to have just a few laps left as we work caution number 3. 22 to go once we hit the line. Pace car is in. We go high above them into the blimp. Green flag. Back out in the air. Connor caught him sleeping just a little bit. Seeing some great racing right there behind them though. Looks like it is for third, 41 right now up on that high side. Here comes that 16. Actually, I thought Dave was completely out of it, but he is still up towards the front, working on 4th place right now. He's going to dive to the inside. Not only is he going to dive to the inside, he's got a real good chance of taking over 4th. Dave trying to make a little bit of contact there with the 41. He takes it away. Here comes the 29 now of Zach Murphy to the inside of the 41. That 41 was a little bit of damage, maybe affecting and upsetting that car quite a bit. As they stay green for now, we are down to 19 laps to go as they cross the line. Right now, Connor Blaze out front. He's only led 10 laps, most of them, 5 or 6 of them under caution. So he's done a good job of being able to get the car out front, trying to keep that advantage, trying to drive away from this field behind him. As you see the 131 and the 62, Jason Perkins on the inside. Roy Schiavano looking to try to take over 8th place. Schiavano in that 76 car. Sim Racing Short Trackers. Side by side with the 131. Bobby doing a really good job actually working that high line, getting the run off, but unfortunately I think the low line is going to be where it pays off the most for now, and it does for now. Here comes the 131 with a crossover. Great move there, but Schiavano shuts the door and will clear the 131 car. Everything else kind of spacing out just a little bit now. This may actually be the biggest lead we've seen any leader have. So 16 happens to get back up there, and I'm just saying this. If he does get back up there, we could see a little bit of beating of Megan once again. Right now running in 4th place. Trying to take over 3rd, but that little bit of damage may be hurting his car turn or just something, you know. He don't seem as fast as what he does now that he's in traffic. Connor works out of turn number 4. He's going to see just a few more laps to go as we work lap number 88 now. Out of the schedule 100. A little bit further back, here's the 18 of Rick Webster and Garland Bennett. This is actually for 15th place. And it looks like the 18 going to be able to take it. Rick Webster takes it away. Kenneth Bowen gets a little bump from the 9. Somebody else is kind of, you know, I've mentioned him a couple times as the 41. He's kind of rebounded. So it's the 62. The 62 was actually pretty far back at one point in time, 23rd. Dead last at one point, now showing his 7th spot. Done a really good job in working his way back up towards the front. We stay green right now. Connor Blaze does not want a yellow flag as he continues to lead the way here. 10 laps to go as we work through turn 1 and 2. He has extended the lead a little bit here. Now 4.450 So almost a half a second. Now he's a half a second out in front of second place Gerald John, who was the winner last night in his heat race. I think that was actually Joe's pick, I believe. I believe Joe even commented before I came in here to do the broadcast that his pick was going to be Gerald John to win this race. But right now, John having a little bit of trouble catching up to Connor Blaze. Back here, the 22 getting passed by Peter in the 2. Connor Blaze slowly driving away now as the battle for second slowly trying to heat up. Bobby Rafferty doing everything he can. He actually got involved in a little bit of mix-up earlier, but done a good job of rebounding and coming back to third. Hopefully he's able to hold on. We'll have to wait and see. Might be able to pick up a spot. As we come to 6 laps to go, I've seen some dust flying up. Keep in mind, once we get under 5 to go, the race will be official if a caution was to come out. Five laps to go. Connor Blaze looking to rebound from last night. Started 6th tonight. Working on trying to pick up a win here at the SK Shootout at Stafford Speedway. Three to go. He's done a great job tonight, though. I know the move was a little aggressive, but it was a great job that he did. Unable to get around them 2 guys that was up front. One mile to go as he works out of turn 4. 2 laps. As Connor, I keep saying Cody, I think. Connor trying to win this race at Stafford and walk out of here with $25. Not bad at all for a 100-lap race. White flag in the air. Through turn number 2. He's going to see one more turn. And Connor Blaze is going to come out of turn 4. He's going to win the SK Shootout at Stafford with a great win here tonight. He's going to finish in first. Gerald John second. Bobby Rafferty will finish in third. Great win for the driver of the 57. Hopefully, we'll get him in TeamSpeak and talk to him. And there's a bump. Oh, a little bit of hatred probably from the 16. I don't know if that's hatred or just a friendly bump. Either way, great win. Dave probably not too happy, and I definitely understand why. Finishes in 4th after leading a long part of this race. He's going to not hopefully hit the wall. He's going to do a little burnout here on the straightaway. There you go. Your winner, Connor Blaze. What a show he put on tonight. Gerald John finishes in second. Bobby Rafferty finishes in third. Dave Bodio finishes in fourth. Zach Murphy, Junior Harville, Jason Perkins, Royce Schiavano finishes in eighth. Bobby Sandett will finish in ninth. Glenn Pressel III will finish in 10th. Brandon Prettle will finish in 11th. Peter, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, will finish in 12th. Rick Webster will finish in 13th. So I was looking at something. Garland Bennett will finish in 14th. Kenneth Bowen will finish in 15th. Stephen Rogers will finish in 16th. Doug Cockerham, Colin Miller, 17th and 18th. 19th goes to Kevin Odiu. Probably pronounced that wrong too. Kyle Odenik goes in 20th. Richard Smith had a great car early. Will finish in 21st. Richard Price, 22nd. Gary Hallbrook will finish in 23rd. Next up, we're going to pull in Connor, who gets the win here tonight. Hey, Connor, you got a copy?
I hear
Man, great win tonight. Talk us through that pass that you went to the bottom 3 wide and made an awesome pass. Talk us through that.
Well, I saw them get together there, so I assumed that the 04 checked up, and I didn't know we were 3 wide. It was kind of a bad call on my part to go down there. I ended up taking out some cars, but I tried to go to the apron as best as I could, slid up a little bit. But other than that, we had a great car tonight, and it was fun racing with everybody.
Was you surprised on how well the car handled compared to last night? I know last night was only a 20-lap race, but was you surprised on what it did on a longer run? Because to be honest, you was the fastest car on track.
Yeah, last night it was a little loose, and today we got the adjustments necessary to compete up at the front, and everything was smooth.
Well, man, you came in here, and that was a fun race to call. That was so much fun watching that pass. So congratulations on a big win. Is there any shout-outs like that you want to give out?
Just want to thank all the guys at Wolfpack and EastWest Promotions for putting on such a great event.
Man, good job tonight, and congratulations on a big win.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we'll pull in Gerald John, who finishes in 2nd place. Hey, Gerald, you got a copy?
Yeah, sure
well,
do.
Man, 2nd place tonight. Not a bad finish. You was quick enough to win this thing, man. I'm sure you felt it as well. Talk us through your night.
That was a lot of fun, I'll tell you what. There was no such thing as saving tires. I was running for everything I had all night long. Me and Dave got to battle in there. That was a lot of fun. You know, I was trying to pace in the beginning, but I'm not very good at that, so I was driving it for all she was worth. And then me and Dave had a great battle, and then me and Dave got together a little bit, and Connor got a good run down into 3, and 3 wide for the lead, and oh man, it got a little jumbled, but I'll tell you what, it was a lot of fun. And then I was trying like heck to get back to Connor, and I couldn't quite get there.
Let me ask you a question. Did the car handle way different than what you thought compared to last night during a 20-lap race compared to a 100-lap race in here now?
Nope, it was exactly like we figured it was going to be.
That's awesome.
The only thing I will say is it might have been a little bit looser based on a couple changes I made, but you know, I was just trying to get her faster and trying to go for the win.
Well, man, that was a great race. You put on a heck of a show. All of you guys did. That was so much fun to watch. So congratulations on 2nd place, and of course you won a little bit of cash tonight. So that's always awesome. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to Untamed Motorsports and all the guys I race with. Without them, I wouldn't be doing this. And I want to thank Dunleavy's Truck and Trailer Repair and MGM Casinos. And you know, thank you guys for covering it. It's great to have somebody who comes in here and shows the world what we do.
Well, man, you all showed everybody what you could do, because that was one of the most funnest races, and especially in the modifieds, that I've ever broadcasted. So good job on putting on a great race. As we get ready to talk to Bobby Rafferty, he finishes in 3rd place. Oh, race had a little bit of trouble, but managed to finish 3rd place. Overall, satisfied with 3rd?
Oh, I'm beyond thrilled. I mean, realistically, I don't feel that I even had any business up there until probably the last 10 laps, when I saw, you know, I had the pace with Gerald and Connor and Dave. But I got real lucky with, you know, just trying to avoid some of the wrecks that were out there. And, you know, that's basically it. I'll say I got lucky.
Ask the other 2 guys, and I want to ask you the same question. Did the car handle a little bit better than what you expected from last night's 20-lap run, or did it fall off more than what you expected?
Well, with my teammates on Untamed Motorsports, we did quite a bit of work on the setup from last night, and yeah, it definitely handled better. Tonight was basically, you know, ride for the first 75 laps, though, if you know, right, try to conserve those tires, because if you didn't, you know, it was greasy to begin with. The other thing we were doing, trying to get off of the quote-unquote dynamic track line and try to cool them down.
Yeah, man, and you all, like I mentioned to other guys as well, you all put on one heck of a show. And I know 3rd place might not be winning, but still not bad at all to finish up there inside the top 3 and win a little bit of something. So good job on that. Is there any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all my teammates on Untamed Motorsports, Gerald John, David Bodio, Rick, Bobby, all these guys. It's a great team. I'm mainly a dirt guy, but I've been off of the sim since about week 3 this season because me and my wife found out that we're going to be expecting our second child. So just showed back up on my birthday yesterday. Said, what the heck? Let's go run the SK car, which I started out with in 2010, and here we are.
Man, congratulations on the good news, I guess, for you and your wife, and awesome that you got back on here and have a great finish tonight. So congratulations on that, man. And hopefully we'll get to see you here soon.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for putting it on.
You bet, buddy. Next up, I want to bring in 5th place of Zach Murphy. He actually had a heck of a drive. Let's talk to him for a minute. Hey, Zach, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Man, 5th place tonight. I know it wasn't top 3, but all in all, are you satisfied with top 5? I mean, you started back in 12th, had to work through a lot of traffic. It looked like your car was getting better over the longer runs.
Yeah, I was actually real surprised they finished 5th, to be honest. There's a lot of good talent in here tonight. Had a good setup when I ran in the season in SKs this year, so I just kind of used that and made a few changes, and it worked out.
Was you expecting, the long runs that we have? I mean, we didn't have really a lot of yellows at all, so was you expecting long runs for this car? Is that what your car was just set up for?
I mean, I kind of expected a few more cautions the way the passing goes here, but the long runs seem to work out for my setup, so.
For sure, man. Well, good job on 5th place tonight. Not bad at all. Is there anybody you want to give a shout out to before we head out of here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Simcrow and Garland and Doug and all those guys I run with every week in SKs.
For sure, man. Good job on that, and thanks for having me in here to broadcast. That was fun tonight. So good job, and hopefully we'll talk to you here soon.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
So, first off, I just want to give a shout out to everybody that made this possible. I know Simcrow stepped up and helped you guys out yesterday. I want to thank the EastWest Promotions for bringing us on board the broadcast. They put on a heck of a show tonight. Like I said, one of the best, probably the best modified race I've ever broadcast. I've only broadcasted a few, so I'm going to say this was the best. But we've seen racing in general all throughout the night, especially later into the race. Maybe after lap 50, we really seen it pick up, and then the racing got better and better as it goes. So congratulations to Connor Blaze. Heck of a race tonight by everybody. That's going to do it for us tonight, though. We'll be back tomorrow night for Go Fast Racing League from Texas, I think. Yes, Texas. We'll be back with them at 9:55 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, I hope everybody had a great night, and we will talk to everybody here soon. Yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good night, and God bless.
It's a different style of racetrack, but I'm ready for it. We are green here at Irwindale.
Green flag is out at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Sin City.
Hold on, I can't hardly hear you.
Underway. And
I got just a couple laps left,
green
and then
flag
I'll
is
be
out.
talk to you.
We're off the racing here at 2 laps of this race. We got a wreck. Hold on. The 12 and 1 goes around. Trackers may finish second tonight. Out of turn 4, Colin Allman is going to win at Myrtle Beach. With Phil and Landon Lacey going to drive off turn 4 and win at Bristol Motor Speedway, the Super Late model. DJ